Hello beautiful family, this is Percy again. Today we're gonna talk about Pachamanca, the banquet of Mother Earth. Since ancient times, Peruvian cuisine is notorious for its use of different culinary techniques for conservation and preparation. Peruvian people have always been characterized by their demanding palate. One of the delicious traditions of the ancient Peruvians is the pachamanca. The pachamanca is currently a hallmark of Andean food for the world, as it is one of the most traditional ways of preparing food in Peru. Its current versions are the most representative sample of an Andean feast that comes from the fusion of the Andean and Spanish cultures. It was declared cultural patrimony of the nation in Peru. The pachamanca comes from the Quechua words pacha and manca, when combined meant pot of earth. In an open hole in the ground, foods like potatoes, tubers, meats, and corn are then buried on the top of stones that have been heated up to the high temperatures. In the Aymara language, manca means food, so an alternative meaning would be food from the earth. The art of cooking food with hot stones dates back to the time before the existence of ceramics. According to findings of rocky caves in 𝗃𝗏𝗪𝗏 in San Pedro de Cajas in the Junín region, the origin of Pachamanca would date back some 7,000 to 8,000 years BC, when heated stones were found. The pre-Hispanic origin of the Pachamanca goes back to the Wari culture between 500 and 1100 AD. At first, it was known as a kind of 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗧, another dish widely spread in the Andes and only served to cook beans, potatoes, yuca, and sweet potatoes. In Incan times, the pachamanca was adopted. It was not just another dish, it was a way of worshipping the deities of the Andean world, a subtle way of making an offering to the earth after a good harvest. Pachamanca includes pieces of alpaca and guinea pig meat, and it represented the privilege of cooking in the womb of Mother Earth, or Pachamama. After the Spaniards' conquest, this type of food preparation was considered pagan and was relegated during the process of culling idolatries. The pachamanca, however, continued to stay alive in remote Andean highlands. Contrary to its disappearance, it was revived and evolved with new additions from Europe, with meats such as beef, chicken, pork, and lamb. Several chroniclers mentioned the pachamanca without saying how many styles or recipes there were, but it is known that almost 100 varieties came into existence, of which there are currently about 40 varieties in Peru. In the 19th century, 𝗃𝗵𝗏𝗪𝗧 gives details about the pachamanca in different traditions in his pinnacle work, Tradiciones Peruanas. The rebirth and diffusion of the dish we know as pachamanca arrived in Lima from the central Andes at the beginning of the 20th century. In the 1950s, it reached its greatest peak when General Manuel A. Odría gave the pachamanca its official status. Then it became the most appreciated dish in the country areas. This dish is prepared all over Peru, but it has an special emphasis in the regions of Ayacucho, Junín, 𝗃𝗵𝗏𝗪𝗏𝗃, Huánuco, Apurímac, and Cusco. Currently, pachamanca has undergone modifications and adaptations according to the region where it is prepared. It varies according to the type of herbs, tubers, or meats typical of each zone. There is even a version of pachamanca la olla that is used by housewives who don't have an adequate ground oven for its preparation. Its preparation method is very laborious and varies according to the seasoning of each region. It consists of digging a hole in the ground, placing some stones previously heated in firewood, and then putting different types of macerated and seasoned meat with different species. Then add tubers or other products such as potatoes, yuca, sweet potatoes, corn or beans, depending on the region where it is prepared. A layer of hot stones is added on the top and so on. Everything is covered with a mound of 𝗃𝗢𝗅𝗧, soiled earth with straw and sacks of cloth or any other products or materials. The purpose is to cover the oven by trapping in a heat. After a few hours, it is dug off and the dish is ready. It is usually accompanied by cheese and chili sauces. From 2015, the first Sunday of each February was nominated as a Nation Day of the Pachamanca in Peru. The Pachamanca is still present in special celebrations all over Peru with its particular smoky taste. It continues to be a dish that represents the honor of cooking in the womb of Mother Earth, the place where the air becomes a pot, the universal pot or banquet of the earth. Like many other dishes of ancestral Peruvian cuisine, pachamanca is a specialty that continues to be held in high regard as it symbolizes the magnificent culture and identity of Peruvians. Thanks for watching our videos. We're Inkayni Peru Tours. If you like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in our next videos.